Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So we got some pretty big news. The Washington Commanders are bringing former first-round pick Treylon Burks for a visit and possibly could be making that signing tomorrow. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Let's get right into it. So this is pretty significant. Not that Treylon Burks is a star or anything, but it is a big name and, shows the Commanders are concerned about the receiver position. Maybe they don't feel like Terry's going to be back this week or next week. Maybe it's a similar thing with Noah Brown. Or they just think that they need better depth there. Maybe Deebo Samuel's injury got worse. There's a lot of different things at play here, but still, nonetheless, Treylon Burks is visiting the Commanders tomorrow, had a visit with the Broncos today, and the fact that he's taking a visit, I think that is good news for the Commanders in terms of his chances, because if he was really wowed by the Broncos, then, or maybe the other way around, then he would have been signed. But I said at least the same thing after Kendrick Bourne was visiting here after he visited the 49ers, and he still went to the 49ers just a week later. So just something to consider, but could mean nothing. All right, let's talk about Treylon Burks a little bit. So first round pick, and let's X out of all these ads here. First round pick, 2022, same draft as Jahan Dotson, was drafted a little bit after Jahan, and has not lived up at all to expectations. I mean, the dude has 700 yards and 1 touchdown in 3 years as a receiver. So he has been very disappointing. I mean, his rookie year he was okay, not worth a first round pick, but still over 450 yards and a touchdown, and he only played in 11 games. So that's actually not bad. I mean, if I'm gonna do the math real quick here, and also had 47 rushing yards, but that's not awful. That's not awful. If you do that over a 17 game season, that's not the worst. But the next year though, his production split in half and went to 20 yards a game. So in that season, he was on pace, I keep hitting 7 instead of 17, for 700 yards, 680 yards in that season, and let's say almost 2 touchdowns. So that's very, not very good. That's good for a rookie. The problem with him though is we look at this: 2022 played 11 games, 2023 played 11 games, and then 2024 played in 5 games. I mean, that's awful. And he averaged 7 yards per game. So I'm not getting, even if we do sign him, which that might not even happen, but if we do sign him, I'm not getting my hopes up. The dude hasn't done anything in the league so far. So yeah, like I said, cannot get your hopes up for him. And let's see, I want to just see if we can get some more information about him so far. I mean, we can look at his draft profile a little bit. It's a first round pick for a reason. He was talented. Where did he play? Oklahoma State or Arkansas? No, not Oklahoma State. I think it was Arkansas. Let's see if it says it. Besides he was at Arkansas. But yeah, it was projected in the first round. His comp was AJ Brown, and I want to let's see. I don't want this to play here, but his comp was AJ Brown with more wiggle. That's crazy. That is crazy, and he hasn't even cracked 700 yards, or yeah, I think so. Premium, size and speed ratio. You can see the hands are good. Really good production against elite, competition against Alabama. But again, all of these things are cool, but it didn't translate clearly to the NFL. And what's to say now it's going to translate just because it's a change of scenery. Sometimes that can help though. Sometimes that can help. So I do like taking a shot on a guy like Treylon Burks, seeing what you can get, because Chris Moore, he did have a nice catch, but Treylon Burks, you'd rather have a young guy that's balling out than someone like Chris Moore that the potential is so low, and he's 30 plus years old. So getting someone like Treylon Burks, has the potential to maybe be a solid option for you. Again, that's very unlikely based off of what he's done so far in his career, but it's still something that is worth taking a shot on, like they did with Drake Jackson today. And I want to go a little bit into his injury history here, because clearly it is a significant amount of stuff here. So fractured collarbone in 2025, So that was, I guess, I don't know, sometime this off season. Yeah, in training camp. And then season-ending ACL tear in 2024. So, that's huge. And then multiple issues in previous seasons, knee sprains, concussions, and turf toe. That is just so many different injuries. And I didn't even know, I forgot that he got injured this offseason. So that's another thing. He's coming off an injury. So if we do sign him, expectations are super, super low for Treylon Burks, but I don't mind this signing at all if they do end up making it, because it is a guy that is a few years removed from being a first-round pick, and you're not going to pay basically anything for him. And let's see what a change of scenery and an actual good quarterback can do for him. I think that definitely can make a big difference in his production and maybe a new scheme. So there's a bunch of different things at play here that could, definitely impact how good Treylon Burks is in the NFL, and a guy like Jaden Daniels certainly can't hurt Treylon Burks' production. Real quick, a word from today's sponsor. And a huge shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring today's video. So Sleeper has a bunch of deals going on right now. The biggest one, you get a $20 free entry without a deposit. You guys can do that. Also, the one that's been going on for a while now, if you use my promo code Pedro on Sleeper, you get a 100% match up to $100. So if you put in 20, you'll get $40 total, and you can use that to win real money using picks. My picks yesterday for the game did not hit, but overall we've been on a really, really good, winning, I guess not streak anymore, but we've been doing a really good job making picks for each week. So make sure you guys check out Sleeper. Use that link in the description below. Let me know what picks you guys have for this week. There's a Thursday night game, and then obviously Sunday, the Commanders have a big game against the Dallas Cowboys. They have to win. All right, so again, huge shout out to Sleeper there, but my guess is it probably happens. I mean, they said, Ian Rappaport said an interesting potential addition, and he said potential, but I feel like just the fact that he snuck that in there means that he thinks there's, a good chance that the Commanders make that move. So, hey, if they do, I'll be happy, but expectations will be very low. The only reason I am, would be happy with it is because of the potential that he adds to the team. And when you have, when you're trotting out Tay Martin and Chris Moore, throwing a shot up for, throwing a dart at someone like Treylon Burks isn't the worst idea in the world. So for me, I think this would be a good move and is something that they should jump on. Obviously, you don't want to pay a lot for him, and you're not going to. It's not like, you're competing with these teams that are going to be paying him a lot. You're competing with teams to sign him, but they're not going to be paying him a lot of money. And he's getting interest because all these teams think the same thing. We can change him, we can, make him better, but yeah, I don't know. And that's something that the Commanders hopefully will be able to do if they do end up signing him. So do like this move if they make it. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Made a video on Drake Jackson and studs and